Hi, my name's Amanda, and this is the Boozy Bookworm. I'm going to drink wine and give book reviews to books that I like and or don't like as I drink more alcohol. So let's begin, shall we? These book reviews will contain spoilers. I'm drinking wine. I can't control what comes out of my mouth. We're going to do things based on 5 main criteria. Cover design. Don't judge a book by a cover, but like we all do, and the cover design's important. 2, characters, because there's nothing worse than undeveloped or just really dumb characters. 3, plot, because I don't want to read the same plot over and over again, so the more unique or original, or even the bestly done, and the ending, because some endings to books, the book was great, and the ending sucked. The last of the 5 criteria is what I call the book drop. It's the moment that makes you like drop the book, or where all shit hits the fan. After I give you these 5 separate ratings for the 5 separate criteria, we're gonna combine those and average them, which will probably be funny because I'm terrible at math. First book on the docket is one I read forever ago, and that would be The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The first criteria is the cover design. I personally like the cover design for The Hunger Games. I think it's really cool that they put the Mockingjay symbol on it, but let's unpack that, shall we? Katniss finds this symbol on a pin in the marketplace, and she's like, cool, whatever, she wears it into the Hunger Games. The Capitol created these birds called jabberjays to send messages back and forth as like spying tools, but then they started like passing along incorrect messages, and they were like, we gotta get rid of these, and they were all males, so they were like, they won't reproduce. But like most males, they don't care what they reproduce with. So the jabberjays reproduce with the common mockingbird, thus creating mockingjays. So Katniss's pin essentially becomes the whole symbol for the uprising against the Capitol, which I think is pretty neat. So the book design, cover design, is gonna get a 5 out of 5. Now to delve into the book. There's this place called Panem, and there's the Capitol, which is basically the government. So the Capitol is like really insecure, and like kind of rightfully so, because there's 12 other districts that could easily overthrow it. In order to keep the other districts in line, they were like, hey, you want to know what's a really good idea? Let's have a boy and a girl from each district. Let's have a boy and a girl from each district come and compete for their life. Like, these kids are ages 12 to 18, and they're going to compete in a battle to the death. What's more, you may ask? This is all televised. At the Capitol, it's like this whole big thing. Their children don't participate. That would be absurd. Like the Super Bowl. And everyone loves it, except for the districts, except for some. Because, like, the upper districts all really like competing, and they train their children for this event in the hopes that they will get picked. But then, of course, you have the poorer districts who are like living in poverty, like Katniss Everdeen, who is like hunting squirrels for food. And they live in fear of the Hunger Games, as any sane human would. So when the reaping day comes around, which is when they put all of the eligible candidates into this bowl, and Effie Trinket, who's this crazy Capitol woman, picks the name out. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, they're terrified. So districts 1, 2, maybe 3, but definitely 4 are what they call career districts, or like career tributes, and those are the people that train their whole lives to participate in the Hunger Games. So here's what happens. It's Prim's first time being eligible for the Hunger Games, and so she attends and she's freaking out. Effie Trinket, who is like thinking this is great and trying to hype the crowd up. Meanwhile, they don't like the Hunger Games, and they don't like her. They're not trying to be there. And she's like, oh my god, happy reaping day. And they're all like, Prim, you know, her sister, who's like 12, gets her name drawn. And to backtrack, if you're in a poorer district and you need more food, You can get more food, but your name goes into the bowl an additional time. Katniss has put her name in here like a good amount of times, and Prim has only ever had her name entered once. Prim's name gets called. Katniss is like, I volunteer as tribute. So now she's the tribute, female tribute, for District 12. Alright. And then Peeta, who we meet, is the District 12 tribute for the males. Also, in the beginning, we meet this kid named Gale, and he's like best friends with Katniss. But, I mean, Gale's kind of useless. And he doesn't even volunteer as tribute when Katniss volunteers as tribute. So now Peeta, who is the son of the baker, and Katniss are aboard a train heading to the capital, where they are like treated like royalty. Katniss is like, this is messed up. This is really messed up. And Peeta's like, huh? And insert Haymitch. Without a question, like the best character in the whole series. Because Haymitch is like a drunken asshole, but like tells the truth. So Haymitch is like Katniss and Peeta's coach. So the person that coaches all of the tributes in each district is someone who has won the Hunger Games in the past. But Katniss is like not about him when she meets him. She's like, you're supposed to help us, and you're not. You're throwing up everywhere, and this is gross. And Peeta's like, Peeta's trying to be all nice to Katniss because he's a nice boy. And Katniss is like, he's just trying to kill you. He's plotting ways to kill you, Katniss. And it's like, girl, he can help you. At least for a little while. And then, yeah, he might kill you. So skip forward a little bit because, like I said, I haven't read it in a while. They're in this training center, right? And that's where we learn that Peeta can paint. He can paint camouflage, so he blends in. And you're supposed to display your skill to the board, panel, whatever, collection of capital people that are like, we're going to give you a dangerous ranking. That's what I call it. It's like your score out of 12, 10. Rankings are out of 12. So Peeta goes in and paints his camouflage, and I don't really remember what score he gets. But here's what happens with Katniss. Katniss goes in there and she's like, I'm going to shoot a bow and arrow because that's what I'm good at. And it's like nailing them. But none of the game makers up in the lofty box thing are paying any attention. They're all marveling over this pig roast with an apple in his mouth. Katniss is like, this is bullshit. She makes her target the apple in the pig's mouth. She shoots her arrow into the apple in the pig's mouth, which is like this far from one of the game makers. She's like, thank you for your consideration. She gets an 11 out of 12. Meaning she is pretty freaking dangerous. So I'm going to jump ahead a bunch. But now we're in the Hunger Games, right? And they have these pedestals, and oh my god, I'm almost out of line. These pedestals that literally explode if you get off of them before the countdown. It doesn't happen in the movie, but it happens in the book, or the other way around. I don't know. At any rate, in the center of their, like, pedestals, there's this hub of weapons. They all have to run to the freaking hub to get weapons to kill the other children. Katniss manages to get herself this bow and arrow, which is her strong suit, so good for her. She's not trying to make any alliances. She's like, I'm gonna hide in the forest where no one can find me. Peeta, on the other hand, instead of hiding, is like, I'm gonna make friends with the career tributes. And they target Katniss. Why? Because she has like one of the highest scores in this Hunger Games. So at one point, they chase this girl, Katniss, up a tree. And all of the career tributes and Peeta, little ass, are hiding. Not hiding. They're camping out below the tree. And they're like, we'll just wait her out. She can't stay up there forever. Insert tracker jackers, which are bees. Like there's some crazy bees that are like, anything that disturbs my nest, I'll like sting the shit out of. Well, guess what? That's like any hornet or wasp I've ever met. Apparently in the Hunger Games, that's like a real weird genetically mutated bee. She drops this bee's nest on these people and they get attacked and blah 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 blah. So she gets stung a couple of times, to which case she becomes like essentially high. And she's like hallucinating, things are happening when they're not. And her high ass through the forest trying to get away because the career tributes are trying to kill her. Also, did you know you can get sponsors in this game? You're competing for your life, right? At the same time, you are trying to be likable so that people that are watching on the TV can be like, oh, I really like her. Send her medicine or send her food to keep her alive in these games. So people are dying at a rapid rate. Her and this tiny little cute little black girl named Rue become BFFs. And Rue ends up dying. I can't whistle. Somewhere along the road, PETA splits off from the career tributes because now we're getting down to the last few people. Shit is getting real. So she's like breaking rules left and right. And so the Capitol finally decides this year there will be 2 victors. Like me and PETA could both win this Hunger Games. She finally finds him camouflaged as a rock. It comes down to the bottom 3. It is Katniss, PETA, and Cato. PETA and Cato are fighting, except there are also wolves that the game makers were like, let's sick these on them bitches. It is just PETA and Katniss, both from District 12, to which the game makers had said 2 victors would live. But they lied. And PETA's like, just kill me. Just kill me, Katniss, because I'm the son of a bread maker and I don't want to live. And Katniss is like, no, I can't. I'm Katniss. And Katniss is like, actually, wait, I have some nightlock berries, which are poisonous berries that will kill you. So PETA and Katniss both take some berries in their hand and they're like, and the Capitol is like, stop. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce the victors of the 74th Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen and PETA Mellark. So both PETA and Katniss win. I told you, this book and all the books to follow will be judged on 5 criteria. Cover design, I already told you, was a 5 out of 5 because I think this is really clever and does a great job foreshadowing, and I'm a sucker for foreshadowing. Characters are great. Gale sucks, Katniss rocks, Peter rocks, Haymitch. Plot, I think is really good. I think, at least in my opinion, I haven't seen anything like this. The ending is kind of hard to give a score to because it is a trilogy. I guess I would give it a 4 out of 5. And then there's the book drop, which is my favorite. I have to say, it's my favorite. We're like, oh my god, they both won. They did it. I would give it a 4 out of 5. Here's our breakdown. 3 4s and 2 5s gives us a 92%, which does not translate. Somewhere between a 4.5 and a 4.75. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Is that what you do on YouTube? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing.